WoahDija exclusive.
Hello guys, this is Young Sika, your humble host. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in today. And today we have a very important guest. I would qualify her of Erykah Badu-esque, but I mean for today, I've already given that title out, so I'll just retract that one and give her maybe Lauryn Hill. You know, she still plays with rocks, but she'll throw one at you if you keep acting hard, you know? Please, could you state your name for the camera?
Okay, hi guys. So my name is Dija Cooley, or you can call me WoahDija. Anything is good, but that's me.
Yeah. And I think it was an important interview actually for you to come through and kind of kick game, you know what I mean? Just in general for everything that you've done and how present you are in the scene. And even on social media and stuff, well, we'll go deeper into that, but before we go even deeper into it, today you got me drinking on something very different that not a lot of these rappers make me drink of. Please, could you introduce this drink, please?
This is Fiji water, you know. It's good for the soul, you know.
Jeez.
That's the kind we like. That's the kind we like.
Yeah, but no, jokes aside, like we're drinking water today, and usually when people come through here, it's like straight liquor, you know. But today you brought something a bit more natural. And if you'd like to maybe expand onto why that drink is so important for you.
Okay, well, for one, like, I'm going to just stick to, like, what I know. Like, water is good for you. Like, that's, like, facts already. I'm trying to make my skin better, you know? Like, you know, just in case I pop up anytime soon. Like, I got to have, like, a good image on me, you know? So, like, I got to always have water on me. So, I decided, like, water's the best way to go. And I couldn't think of any other drink. Like, everyone wants, like, pop. I just wanted something simple. Like, I just want water. Like, it's just simple, you know?
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. And I'm not going to lie, this right now is definitely making a change instead of drinking Henny at like 11 in the morning. So thank you very much for saving my liver.
You're welcome. I hope you do it even after this interview, you know? Like,
we might not make that a trend, but you can keep on wishing on that. Right, for sure. But just you've been so tangible really on social media platform, just kind of catering to everybody through your arts and everything like that. You know, when people look at your Instagram, people are not sure if you do spoken word or you do, you know, modeling or you sing or you dance. But I think that this interview is important right now to kind of give you that platform to say whatever you want to say.
All right.
So if you're okay with me going into deeper with questions about you.
That's fine. I'm with it.
You're with it?
I'm with it.
All right, let's get it. So please, could you kind of bring us into your upbringing? You know what I mean? Like, Ottawa is not really a city where I'd say a couple months back even it was like a real trend to be artsy, you know what I mean? Yeah. But you, for the longest time, that was always who you were. So could you kind of expand on that?
Yeah, not to sound like arrogant, but I think like I'm like, this gonna sound really corny because like I'm a poet and a lot of things poets say gonna sound corny even without them trying. So I think like I'm just art. Like that's really just like, no, like to be all serious, like I think I'm just art. Like anything I do is gonna sound like this or like that. So like sometimes my friends make fun of me for it. But me personally, like when I started writing, like I just remember like I didn't know how to like articulate the things that I've been thinking, you know, like I always felt like I had a lot of friends, but like I was still like on my lonesome kind of thing. So I was like, okay, like, and one day I was just like, yo, I don't know why, but like I always been into rhymes and wordplay, like even like back then. So like I started writing my own and like I started rhyming and like I was just rhyming for fun. Then I started rhyming my situations into things, and then like it became fun, and then like when people heard me do it more, they're like, yo, you should do this as a thing. Like, I didn't know, like, I was an artist. I just like to do things. Like,
but that's the thing. I feel like with artists, just in general, you know, like, they're more used to living in their head. Yeah. More than really living with... You could be around 100 people and still be, like, lonely and stuff, you know what I mean? So, I think that kind of, like, resonates as to who you are as a person, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, yeah, going deeper into that, like, you know, you kind of showcase that talent. People, like, kind of mess with it and tell you to go deeper into that.
Cause I feel like me, I'm all about like, I don't like the typical or the cliche way of doing things. So like when
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by cliche?
Like cliche is like, not to like down on anybody's way of like
this is your platform to talk your shit.
But like I know, but like I also gotta like, you know,
keep it PC?
Yeah. So like what I mean by cliche is like when people perform, like I feel like sometimes when people perform, like they're just like they let nerves take over them, and I do too. But like when I perform, that's why when you see a lot of my things on Instagram that I have, I sound like I'm angry. Like even when I show my mom my things, she's like, this is good, but why you sound so angry? And it's like, cause I'm angry, like I'm effing angry, like what do you want me to say to you, you know, like so like that's why people like feel it, cause like I feel like that's why people like I really used to like Eminem a lot, you know, cause him when he like raps, he's always like really into it, like you see the veins popping out from the side of him and everything, and I feel like that's how it was for me, like because like you can tell that I'm really into it. People really start to mess with that, because like if you're faking it, people are gonna know whether they're artists or not. Like people are gonna realize that you're faking it. So like I try to keep it as like real as possible, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I just like do it, and plus like when you do it, you remember the situations you're writing about, you know, so you can't help but be like, and he did this and I did that and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so yeah, so it like comes out of you again, and like people really like it, I guess.
And like obviously the art, you know, being artistic, an artistic person, it obviously spill out into other things, you know what I mean? Just because, like you said, you're so emotional about the things that you do. But even before coming to that point where, you know, artistry becomes a thing for you, you know what I mean? Just from middle school, let's say, you know what I mean? How was it growing up in the city? Okay,
so I used to live in America. So I moved.
What state are you from?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Jeez, the South, eh? The South!
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I didn't really do it when I was there. I was just dancing in Memphis for fun, like, you know, like. The thing is,
you dance too?
Yeah, but I found a lot of my talents from doing it for the fun of it, like so, like kind of like accidents, I guess. So like in Memphis, I was dancing, and then people were like, "Oh, this is good." I was like, let me do it more, you know. I wasn't doing nothing better. So when I came to Canada, when I was in Ottawa, like I think grade 7, yeah.
You came when you were like 13?
Yeah, I think one of those. I don't even remember. But like I was dancing with like 3 other girls. We were like a group, you know, because it was like it was a white dominant school, you know, so like we didn't have like, so whatever kind of culture we had to expand on, we used that. So like the dancing part, like I did it for fun, and people said I was good, so like I kept doing it, you know, just for the fun of it. People liked seeing it. And I was like I never understood why people like the things I do, because I'm hard on myself, you know? So when people were like, yo, I like seeing you do this, I was like, wow. And then they're like, they want to see more. So I did more for people. Not like to get attention from people, but like people were entertained. So I was like, I'm going to entertain you, you know? And then writing came, I don't know, like I just started feeling all these emotions when I was like, I think writing got serious in grade 9 when I switched schools. I hated that school. Like what school was it? State Effects. I'm sorry.
Put them on the spot.
I'm sorry, but I hated that school. Like people just looked at you like you were too different. It was annoying, you know. So like I started feeling things, and I wasn't used to what I was feeling.
And what do you feel like it was so different from other schools that you went to?
Like it was so like outcasted. Like people really make you feel like there's something wrong with you from doing nothing. Like from a first glance.
And that was your intake of that school.
Yeah, stuff. And I had to switch. I switched in grade. I went there for grade 9 and 10. I switched in grade 11. And grade 12, I went to St. Pat's. St. Pat's was a little better, you know.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, so like for that time, like they just made me feel a way. So like I didn't know what to do, so I started writing, and I just wrote Bear, and like I was so mad. I didn't know what else to do, because like I didn't fight, you know. Like I'm not gonna fight, and I'm not gonna yell at you. Like I'm more passive aggressive sometimes, especially with people I don't really like know. So I didn't know what to do. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna be shady. I'm gonna be as shady as I can. So like and then I did that, and then like I would write, okay? I would write about it. Then I'd perform it, and I'm like, yeah, since I can't tell you to your face, I'm gonna perform it on stage, and I know you're gonna know it's about you, you know? So like I had to make sure that they knew what I was doing was about them. So when I was on stage, I wouldn't say your name, but I'm sure by the end of my performance, you'd clap, but you'd be knowing it was about you, you know? So like I had to make, I don't know if that answered the question.
No, you did.
Yeah, like, that was my upbringing. Like, and then ever since then, like I felt good on stage, because like I don't think people understand how good it feels to like perform, not for the attention of it, but like release steam, especially if you're someone that feels like you're like a loner kind of thing, like you don't like and expressing emotions
to what you have to say.
And as weird as it is to express emotions, it's different when you do it on stage. Like it's like you do it in a way that rhymes, that sounds so good, or like you can put a beat behind it or anything, and it sounds so good that people just be like, yo, she sounds sad, but this sounds good, you know? Like, you know? So, like, that's what I was doing, and, like, people really liked this. So I was like, okay, like, I can actually make something out of this. Like, I don't have to dwell in what I'm feeling. Like, I can actually make something out of this, and people were with this. So I was like...
No, for sure. And, like, it's funny that you tell me that you're from the South right now, especially from Memphis, Tennessee, you know what I mean? Like, we have, like, this hit song collaborating from Canada with Drake and Block Boy GB, you know what I mean? We have people like Yo Gotti, and you have like just a bunch of people in hip hop or just in culture in general that have left their mark in that scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see that you're from there, that, you know, and you're also from Ottawa, you rep both, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So, as a question, you know, just as, you know, someone that likes culture in general, like, which city do you like the most?
Wow, which city?
Or if you had to, you know, maybe compare both.
Since I left Memphis when I was like in like, what was it, like 7th grade? From what I remember of Memphis, I like Memphis was more like fun, you know, but like, wow, that's actually a hard question. I never had to actually like think about that. I feel like I like here in a way because like, I don't know if it's because of timing either, so it's kind of hard to answer. Because like I found myself at this age when I lived here, you know. Like I feel like I don't know if I would have been writing if I was in Memphis, if I can be honest. Like,
but that's the thing. I feel like both cities are great melting pots too.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit less in Memphis because it's predominantly black, depending the neighborhood you go to, you know. But whether you go in Orleans or you go to Canada or you go anywhere, you'll find Lebanese, white, black people, you know. So the melting pot is definitely different. That's why I kind of wanted your input on it, just because art is delivered through different ways.
Yeah, and I feel like I was able to like come out of it being here. Like I don't think I would have been right. I would have probably just been dancing into like fashion if I was still in Memphis. But since I was here, like I liked writing here. Like I don't think, because I'm the type to think that like nothing happens like on accident. You know, like nothing is a coincidence. So like if I didn't like move here, if I didn't go to the school I went to, if I didn't feel the things I felt, like I would not be writing about the things I've been writing about. So like I feel like for that reason, like I have Ottawa to thank. Like Ottawa's like a cute little city. So I like cute little cities. Memphis was a cute little city too.
Yeah.
But Ottawa, the answer could be Ottawa for sure.
Right, for sure. So if you have to choose between both, it's definitely Ottawa.
Yeah, I could. If I went back to Memphis right now, I wouldn't be able to live there now. Like for sure, I know that. Like
so, it was definitely a cultural shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, because I would not be able to. I don't think I would be able to like it or last there.
No, definitely. That's the thing. It's two different places. You know what I mean?
They're not as open.
But yeah, and one thing you know you've definitely been noticed for. You know what I mean? Whether it's for your art or how intense you get for your social media or your spoken words. You know what I mean? Your social media presence is super strong, both on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yeah.
It has nothing really to do with the art, but I feel like a lot of people are able to project who they are, maybe not to full extent, but who they are in portion through social media. What would you give that, you know, that edge to? Like
to project who you are on social media. I feel like, okay, for social media, it's weird. Like, people can either make up what they want about you based off a picture. I still don't get how that's possible. Or people can, really, I feel like the reason people think that, I'm really persistent in what I do is because, because I'm persistent in what I do. Like, I post a lot about my art. Okay, I'm going to find a way to answer this. So, I feel like how it is that, with me, I try to project as much personality as I can, because, I feel like a lot of people, they want to be, this hidden figure on social media. I know that right now, if Instagram and everything was shut down, people would still, know of who I am and what I do, because, I use it for I feel like you have to use social media in the proper way, everything you, retweet, everything you do, people still know that as you, so, if I'm, retweeting all this, BS on my timeline, people are gonna, correlate that to me. So I feel like I don't know how to answer the question. Sorry, what's the question again? I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I feel like through social media, you have a really big reach. A lot of people relate to your art. A lot of people relate to your pictures.
Okay.
And a lot of people relate to your tweets. Let's say it like that. I wanted to know if you knew exactly what you could attribute that reach to.
I think it's me personally. I just think okay, people don't notice a lot, but when I see people tweeting oh, my day was so bad, or I have a bad day, or stuff like that, I DM people a lot. That's something I do a lot. I would be yo, I don't know if your day is going, because I remember one girl was tweeting she was some suicidal stuff. So I hate when people feel like that, you know. So I'm really compassion of others. So when they do stuff like that, I always message them and stuff. And I think I make a friend through that one follower, and then I make a friend through another follower. And also it's, I think also because of like the thing, you can feel when someone's like just like giving advice from Google, or when someone's like actually trying to give advice for the greater good. And I think like people can feel that in you, like when you know your energy, like people just like gravitate towards you, you know. And I think people learn to gravitate towards me because they know like I'm gonna do this whether you're a fan of me or not. I'm gonna post a writing whether I get 1 like or 2 likes or not, and like people notice that. And also I feel like the thing with social media, especially on Instagram, is that like I support everybody. Like I do know people who don't support me. Like I can tell when like you're envious of me.
Haters.
No, actually, like, and I can tell like when you're trying to give somebody the evil eye, or when like, you know. So like I'ma still comment on every picture like that I like of anybody. I don't have to know you, you know, but like if I like it, like, and I think people are seeing like, oh, this girl's like, they're like, oh, she's cute, you know, and she's nice, and she's this. I think that's how it is, because people aren't used to a girl being pretty and smart and having knowledge. And wow, I'm like really boosting myself.
No, but that's the thing.
Like, yeah.
Like, I don't think that you're boosting yourself. I think that you're confident in knowing who you are.
Yeah, of course.
And projecting it is not a problem for you.
Of course.
I feel
No,
like
at all. And
in
I
this
think
new social media era, it's like it's kind of frowned upon. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of popping shit if you know you're talking about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, I think that's a great segue to kind of go into the next question, just because social media is a lot of fake projection. You know what I mean? And for you to be able to like grow this following, it's definitely because people were able to see how genuine you are about yourself.
You can see, and that's why I'm saying, like, people that are afraid that, oh, people won't fuck with what I'm doing, people don't, da, da, da. I feel like people can tell, because I can tell easily, like, when you're really with it, or when you're just, like,
faking
fraud.
It. Yeah.
So I feel like I feel like it's just a thing you feel. Like, good people, you can know a good person. Like, whether you like them or not, you can know a person's good or not. Like, and I feel like people are just realizing that, like, what can you really hate me for? Like, except for, like, you can be a little envious, but, like, what can you hate me for? Like, I don't, what have I done to you, you know? So you realize that you got to put it behind you. Like, and I'm always the one, like, when I can tell someone has a problem with me, I'll dead it first. Like, I'll dead it first most of the times. Like, and more times, like, they don't want to, but they realize that they have to come around, you know? And I feel like I think it's also being a bigger person type of thing. Like, I know it's social media, but you can really tell. Like, I just think you can tell. Like, I think you just feel it when you feel it.
Really? Why do you think it's so easy to see? Just because I feel like this year a big theme just over platforms in general is uplifting women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's through your art. That's something that you do all the time. Whether it's through your spoken words that I've seen on Twitter. You were going in, by the way.
Thank you.
But through the spoken words that you were going in on Twitter, or even just the pictures and the beautifulness that you're able to like show or showcase, you know what I mean? You're always true to yourself.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think about being a woman in this industry nowadays?
I think it's always harder for women, you know?
Why do you say that?
Like, it's true, like, and also, I see it, like, I really see it, like, because, like, there could be, say right now, maybe I'm not aware of it, but there could be, like, a guy that's a poet as well, say in the city, okay? And if he was a guy poet, like a big one in the city, like, I feel like he'd get more attention because, like, I just feel like as a guy, like, they just get attention easier. And for girls, like, people just want to take advantage of women, like, most of the times. And I feel like it stops as soon as, like, girls stop being so damn scared. Like, it's really what it is. Like, and I don't mean to say women contribute to it. Like, I would never say that. But I feel like there comes a time where, like, you gotta grow balls. Like, actually, like, you just gotta grow balls and, like, do what you do. Like, you can't, like, if you see a list that says top Ottawa rappers and you see your name's not on it, then you see top Ottawa female rappers, then your name, like, if I'm a rapper and I'm good, I better be on the same list as anybody else, you know? Like, I don't want my name as top female, like, you know, like, it is just, like,
you don't want you being a woman kind of taking away from who you are.
And I feel like more girls are coming out, but I wish there were more women actually still coming out. Like, maybe I don't know enough of them, but I feel like this year, like, women are actually, like, taking over more, but, like, I wish I saw more of it. But I think, like, it's a confidence thing that you have to, like, you just gotta stop being scared, really. That's what I think it is. Like, and even if you're scared, you can be scared enough, but, like, you can't let that, like, hinder you. Like, you just gotta do what you do. And
I think that's why you being what you do on social media, because, like, I know it kind of comes always around to social media, but I have to admit that if it wasn't for Instagram, if it wasn't for social media, I probably wouldn't know who you were.
That's what I'm saying. I mean? You got to use it the right way. That's it.
Yeah, and I feel like you kind of given that place for girls to be more comfortable with not only their looks, only their artistry. You know what I mean? Just being themselves, just in general.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I want to do. Like, because I have a little sister, you know? And, like everyone, if you see my little sister, everyone's like, oh, she's just like you, you know? So, and that's the reason I'm so, okay, now I'm into this. So that's the reason I'm so into it. Because, like, I see my little sister taking after me, like, in a good way. And then, so, like, when people would tell me, but I was like, yeah, but she's still her own person. Don't call her me, like, you know? But then when I started seeing, like, she's really smart for her age. She's writes now. She's
How old
14.
is she?
She's grade 9. She's
oh,
14,
so like 15, 14, 15?
Yeah. And she writes now. And I'm like, yo, if I made an impact on this little girl, like, imagine what I can do for the girls out there. Like, you know, like, that's why I go so hard for women. Like, I support women so hard because, like we can do so, like, oh my God, we can do so much, you know what I mean? And since I see it in my little sister so much, like, she's literally like me. And I'm like, if I can do this for this girl, I'm gonna do it for the next girl or the next girl. Like I don't care about no beef. Like, what are we beefing about? Like, I don't care about any of that. Like, I just want, like, girls need to win, like, really. So, like, I'm all for that. Before
I want to make that transition into, like, your artistic self and everything you've done really in the city to kind of put a staple onto it, you know what I mean? But I feel like this is a convo that should kind of extend itself, you know? Just because I do have a little sister myself, too, you know? Having women in my household and having to live with them has definitely educated me as a man as to, like, what I can do to give them a better place, you know what I mean? Because it starts with the people that are in power. And at this very moment, it'd be a lie to say that men aren't in power more than anything else. You know what I mean? So what would be some of the advice that you could give to men out there that think, you know, I'm not really that in power or whatever, like, you know, but just by educating them.
But honestly, like, I think everybody's, like, although I am for women a lot, I'm also, like, I like to see things on the fair side, you know? So, like, and I have, like, a lot of guy friends, and, like, so, like, the question is how I can, like, help them empower themselves, too?
Well, not empower themselves, but maybe open their eyes.
To women?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, like, I personally think it's about how you, like, whatever you do to your mom, like, whether she's in your life or not, that's how you have to, like, treat other women around. You have to realize, like, it's also about knowing history and, like, respecting everyone as equals. If you don't take, like, in the end, like, there is men and women, but I feel like you have to understand that in order to be... Sorry, give me a second. In order to respect women, like, I feel like it's about... Okay, it's masculinity. Like, if your masculinity is fragile, you're not going to respect women to the level that you're supposed to respect women. And I wrote a poem about that. Like it's insecurities, I find. Like, if you're insecure as a man, like, you're obviously not going to be able to see women in the light that they deserve to be in, you know? And, like, you're just going to have bad luck all the time if you don't respect women the way you need to. So, like, if your masculinity is really fragile, and what I mean by that is that you won't, like, be around another guy because it's gay or it's something, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really bad thing, like, and I really hate it. I feel like men have to just get into their soft side more. Like, that's really what it is. Like, if you are into your soft side, like, you're able to be more compassionate towards yourself, towards others, towards women, towards men, towards everybody. And I think it's about compassion, and stop being so afraid of, like, showing emotion or, like, showing this or that. Like, I hate that. Like, I'd rather, like, a guy that shows me emotions than a guy that's like, oh, I gotta be the man all the time. Like, chill out.
So if you want her number, just know you better get on that tip right now.
It's the only way. It's the only way.
So, diverging a bit from this talk, I've seen you do so many stuff in terms of artistic point of view, you know what I mean? I've seen you dance, I've seen you do spoken words, I've seen you model. Hi, Beast? What are we saying, Doc? What are we saying?
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Yeah, no, but for real, I'd like to give you kind of a space really to kind of talk your own shit when it comes to that. Like, if you could kind of enumerate the stuff that you've done.
Okay, so it started with dance, and then it was writing, then it was... Honestly, like, I just feel like things that I go into naturally and that, like, I'm not scared to do are things that I'm really best at. Because I personally would not consider myself a dancer, to be honest. I would not consider myself a model, to be honest. I'm just good at posing, you know? I just, like, you know? And, like, I feel like it's about just being myself. Like, if I like fashion, too. So, like, if I like a fit, like, I have to take the right picture in that fit. For me, like, you know? And I post it. If people like it, then people start saying, oh, let's shoot, you know? photographers have asked me to shoot, but I don't consider myself a model. I just feel like I'm like really multifaceted in a lot of ways, and like I feel like I have to. The real reason I do a lot of things is because like my main goal, I want to like be able to be a public speaker in some way, to do like poetry and stuff. But I also know that like poets don't get as much love as other people, you know? So, like, I was like, okay. And I'm someone that I always have to be doing something. And that's the reason, like, it looks like I do a lot of things. So, if poetry's going slow in the moment, say I have writer's block, all right, I'm going to take some pictures. Like, I'm going to do some, like, modeling on the side for now, you know? When I get tired of that, I'm like, okay, let me try to write again. If I can't, then, like, something comes up with dancing. Hey, I saw you do this, you know? A lot of times people come to me, though. Like, it's not me. It's not always me saying, oh, let me do a dance video or whatever. So, I feel like when I'm not doing something, I have to do another thing to, like, advance. So I'm just not stagnant, you know? And that's why, like, I do a lot. So, like, if I'm not dancing, I have to be doing poetry or performing. So that way, like, I'm not keeping everything at the same level. At least something's going up while something stays, like, at the same level.
Well, I have two questions when it comes to
No.
You write, but you don't consider yourself...
Writing, I take a little bit of credit for.
Okay.
Writing is the main thing, because that's, like, that keeps me sane. Like, that.
But where do you differentiate them? Like, where do you actually believe that you become that person, or that art becomes a facet of who you really are?
That's a great question.
You know?
I feel like with modeling, it's a part of me because, like, what I wear and, like, how I pose, like, it just comes naturally, you know? I'm, like, posing right now. And I feel like for writing, it's a part of me because, like, like, it's just a part of, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's really, like, I am not separate from my writing, and my writing is not separate from me. Like, it's just, like, one. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're able to consider yourself a writer off of the writing aspect of things.
It took me a minute, too.
Yeah, and that's like, something I'd like for you to expand on. Like,
it was because... Okay, I used to write just for, like, because I liked it. And I was like, oh, this sounds good. I'm going to post it, you know? But when people started coming to me like, yo, like, I resonate with this. Like, I just lost a friend and this helped me. When people started saying that kind of stuff to me, I was like, yo, I can't stop this now. Like, you know, like, people, like, because I'm, like, when people make you feel good in, like, your soul, like, not like, there's a difference from, like, ego, and then there's a difference from soul. Like, when people are telling you, like, oh, you're good, you're like, I'm good, let me keep doing this. Like, I feel like that's more like an egotistical thing. But when people tell you that, and, like, you feel for them, like, you don't have to post what they said about you, like, you just keep it to yourself, like, that's, like, in your soul. Like, when people started telling me that, I was like, yo, I guess I'm a writer, like, because people really like what I'm doing, like, I need to do this more. And then, like, people started giving me the name of it, and I was like, I like this name, like, you know, like, I'd rather that than, like, some other name. So, like, I take it and I run with it. And, like, people have been telling me I helped them a lot. Like, I just don't, like, share it because, like, I don't feel the need to, like, share it all the time, you know? But since people tell me that, I'm like, yo, like, I guess this is what I am. Like, the model, I'm not going to say I'm not a model, but I'm not going to say when I go up to someone, I am a model, you know? Like, I just, like, take it.
It's not a title you're going to take on. But
like,
I
take it.
Personally, I have to be honest with you, like, that's just off of me, you know what I mean? And kind of seeing what happens in my entourage, I see a lot of people that, like, feel more empowered about their own, like, looks, not to say sexuality, but just the way that you pose and you're comfortable with your body, you know what I mean? I think, like, a lot of girls in the city, just outside of the city, just girls in general, I've felt more comfortable with seeing that on social media, just because girls are seen to be, like, precious things that should be kept. You know what I mean? Outside of the limelight.
Of course.
But to see someone like you that's so comfortable with who they are, their looks, their words, their brains, and everything like that.
That's what I think it is, You have to, like, I feel like the reason people, like, some girls look at me is because, like, it's like the best of both worlds kind of thing. Like, you don't have to always be so modest, you know? Like, if I want to show some skin, like, I'm going to show some skin, like, you know? And if I want to be, like,
shout out
really,
the shoulders.
Like, you know, like, showing the shoulders, you know, get a little rub on, you know? Like, if I want to be modest, like, I'm going to be modest when I want to be modest. If I want to show some skin, I'm going to show some skin. And I think that's what people are realizing, like, literally, get you somebody that can do both. Like, you don't have to be doing one thing all the time. Like, and when people realize that, like, people are like, oh, like, you know? And that's why, like, I don't look up to a lot of people, but I look up to Rihanna because, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Rihanna can look like she's, like, showing as much skin as she wants, and then she can do some, like, wholesome shit, you know? Like, and you still won't judge her in a different light, you know? Because she's still, at the end of the day, that's still her. She's done a lot for, like, both sides, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's, like, what I want to do. Like, I need you to see, like, more sides to me, like, so that way, like, I don't have to hide and always follow one thing, you know. And that's what it's an individuality thing. Like, when you're yourself, like, you can go off in any ways that you want, because you're still gonna come to the same path, and different people are gonna like you in the same way. And I talk to all kinds of people. That's also a big thing why, like, I'm good with, like, that's why, like, my audience is so different, because like I've had, like, I talk to all kinds of people. Like, I don't care what you look like, I don't care what you dress like if you make me, honestly, I feel like if you just make me laugh, like, if you're cool, like, we can be as cool as you want, like, you know, or if you teach me something, like, we can be as tight as possible. That's all, like, I ask for. And that's the thing, like, when people look at an image, because of what's in social media, like, a pretty girl can only want pretty bad bees as friends, you know, or, like, only want this type of guy with this muscle, this job.
Listen, nobody's cutting the check. If you want to swear, go ahead and swear. Nobody's cutting the check right now.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to, like, get people to understand. Like, you don't have to, like a certain thing only the whole time. Like, that's detrimental to you. Like, why would you, like, just be on the same path the whole time? Like, that's what I'm saying. And I don't like that at all. But, like, I'm trying to be different.
No, for sure. And I think that through this interview, I think a lot of people are going to see that, you know, you've done dancing, you've done writing, you've done so many things to express your artsy self, you know what I mean? That you would have to have somewhat of an inspiration behind it. So besides Rihanna, like, if you can name some of the inspirations that have brought you to who you are right now.
Wow. Okay, so I like Rihanna a lot because of her style. Like, I really... Okay, it's going to be a lot of females in this. Lauryn Hill, I like a lot.
I knew it.
Like,
I knew it.
Erykah Badu, I like a lot. Because they're like those women that are like, you know, they're like on the more like spiritual side, but people still like them, you know?
Can I be honest with you? I've had the biggest crush on Erykah Badu.
Wow, I don't blame you. So, do you still have a crush on her?
I do.
I have a crush on her. It's okay.
Okay, cool,
like,
cool.
It's okay, let it out. Like, she good. Like, you know, like, I really like Erykah Badu. Yeah. I like SZA because SZA's wordplay is good.
Yeah.
I like...
Her Z-Tape, I'm still on it, though.
No, that one's so good.
Her Z-Tape was crazy.
Like, it's underrated, though. Like, I don't really like, you know. I like, who else do I like? Wow, the males are, like, blanking right now, but I promise there's a couple of males that I really like. Oh, my God. I used to be so obsessed with Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper. I mess with Kanye West a lot because, like, he does not care. So, like, Kanye West.
Isaiah Rashad?
Oh, my God. I
seen him live. And then
I liked him because of SZA, too.
Yeah, that song they have together.
Yeah, and I used to really like him because, like, he would spit, like, you know? And I was like, yo, when I perform on stage, I want to talk like that. So, like, I was really into Isaiah Rashad. I love Absol. I like, that's who I'm thinking of right now, but I know when this is done, I'm like, damn, I forgot some names.
Definitely. And you'll be able to, like, you know, go even harder into it when we drop it, you know, go into the comments and say exactly what you need to say. But so to name least, so we could name Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill,
of course,
and just to top it off,
let's say SZA.
SZA? Okay, perfectly embodied.
I just love women.
Perfect. And I through a lot of the arts that you do, I have to say that the less showcased is the dancing. I've seen you do a lot of stuff, but personally, in my own personal encounter with who you are as an artist, I have to say that the dancing is the least encountered. But then I've seen you in this video with this choreographer called Newman.
Newman, of course.
And
Newman,
I have to say that dance choreography literally took me off my feet. You know what I mean?
It's funny because we're working on one right now. Like, working on, like, I didn't stop dancing, but, like, I focus more on, like poetry and stuff right now. So Newman kind of just came to me and was like, hey, I remember you dancing in high school. Like, we have mutual friends, you know? And then he's like, let's make a video. I was like, oh, okay. We did it, and we just... like, Newman's so talented. Like, his vision is, like, crazy. Like, you know, he thinks of a lot of good things.
I mean, he takes care of a lot of artists that want to incorporate dancing to their sets.
Literally.
So.
And he... like, Newman, like, he creative directs his own stuff. Like, he has, like, of course, like, a videographer and stuff, but, like... it's him, like, okay, so I want to do this, I like this, oh, you're gonna wear this, but it's like, I'm with it, you know, like, he's so good at it, you know, and, so for dancing, we have something coming up next as well. The reason I don't have a lot of dancing right now is because, like, I don't think I'm a good choreographer, you know, like, I wouldn't know how to, like, I don't think I can make up a dance, but, like, I just don't put a lot of light on it, like, but the thing is, if you ever catch me at a function, like, so many people randomly at Kerbin's function, they send me so many videos of me, they're like, you're the girl that was in the circle Dougie, that was you. I was like, I don't even remember seeing you, but yeah, that was me, you know, like I like to dance. Like, I just like to dance. That's why I don't consider myself a dancer. Like, but if you ask me to do something and it's cool, I'll be like, okay, I'll be in it.
So is it because to you it's more of a hobby that you wouldn't consider it as the forefront of what you do? It's
just a hobby for me. Like, I'm just good at it, so I might as well do a little bit of it, you know?
But as a Sika exclusive, could we see it more happening in the future?
For sure.
Definitely?
For sure.
Sika exclusive.
For sure. You will see more of me dancing. Like,
listen, this was definitely an intake of information. And just to top it off at the end, you've done so many things. I mean, in terms of fashion, you know what I mean? I've seen you in Tufafi. I've seen you in Hype Beast and stuff like that. And I think that the spoken words and the fashion things that you've done are definitely going to take you at the forefront. But where, at the end of all of this, where would you take your vision?
Yo, honestly, okay, if I can be honest, I just want, like, I'm trying to be like Oprah. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know that sounds like a big dream, but like, I really think I'm gonna be like Oprah. Like,
and in what sense do you say that?
Like, Oprah's a humanitarian, so I really want to be a humanitarian. Like, I just want to give. Like, and that's the thing. Like, people always tell me like, oh, you shouldn't like give too much of your knowledge or da da da. That's why I'm a speaker to begin with, right? I'm trying to give like to you. Like, I'm trying to like open your third. I'm trying, you know, like, to be honest, though, like, I'm trying to like just give to people, whether that be through like art or through like dancing or anything. Like, I just want to like give. And like, to be honest, like, when people ask me what's my plan, I don't know, but I feel like I'm really on the right track. I don't know, I just feel like I'm really on the right track, and that's why like I'm going up slowly but like gradually, because like I'm just doing it, like, you know, like, and I know one thing I do one day, I'm gonna get so inspired that I'm gonna have, and I don't know what thing is gonna take me to blow up, but I feel like since I have so many, anything can blow me up. It could be the next video that I post with me dancing with Newman, or it could be like a spoken word thing that I put on Twitter that goes viral and like they want to hear more of it. But like, I don't know, but like, I just like anything I can do, like when I feel like it, I'm gonna do some type of artistry and just put it out. Like, you know, people have like a set path, but I feel like I personally don't have a set path, and that's like, it's a good thing, and sometimes it's confusing because like I get off track sometimes, like, because I want to do so much all the time, but I don't know, I can be honest, like, I don't know which thing's gonna take me up, but I know like one of them gonna take me up, or all of them gonna take me up at the same time, and they're gonna be like, oh, so you do this, let's add this to that. I feel like you can like incorporate all of it into like something.
No, can I be honest with you? Out of everything that you said, I think the most important thing that people should take out of this interview is that if it wasn't for someone as talented as you that doesn't really have a set plan to take all of her talents at a promised land, I think that it's for people to kind of enjoy the trajectory, you know what I mean? Because it's not always about a set plan, because you could always want to end somewhere, but if you're willing to take the numerous paths to take you to that place, then it's about enjoying the journey of it all. Exactly, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And everyone's like, oh, like, yo, I know you're gonna make it, da da da. And Newman always tells me, he's like, I already made it. Like, he tells himself he already made it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I don't know what making it means. Like, I made it. Like, I feel good inside right now, you know, like, but like when the time comes for whatever this making it is, like, when it actually comes, like, I know, like, I'm gonna be ready for it, like, because right now, like, I'm really cooling. Like, I'm not cooling like I'm lazy, but like I'm cooling, like, I feel like I'm doing so well. Like I have no like hate towards people who are like seeing that they're going higher than me, because, you know, like, I'm like doing well right now. Like, so I'm happy with where I am. Like, and it's not like I'm comfortable where I am, but I'm happy with where I'm going, kind of thing. Yeah, but happy I can never settle. Yeah, for sure.
Happy to grow.
Always.
So WoahDija, again, another one. I want to thank you again for coming through for this interview. Being as you know, transparent as you could, but you know, I'm not letting you go until you give us a quick 16. You dig?
I feel you. I know.
So whenever you're ready.
All right. So since I'm a poet, I'm gonna do a little poetry.
Go ahead.
It's something that I wrote like recently. Okay, it was last night, to be honest. I couldn't sleep, so like I was up writing a lot. And because for a minute, like, I had writer's block. Am I allowed to talk this much? Okay. For a minute, I had, like, writer's block. So I was like, okay, what do I want to write about? And I got tired of, like, writing about, like, oh, how this person hurt me and made it sound all nice and stuff, you know? So I was like, okay, let me imagine a person in my head that I think is kind of like, I'm gonna just say it right now, might as well, like a little crush, you know? And I was like, I know, I don't really get those. And I was like, yo, let me think about that person and then like write about it as if like I feel it now, you know? Because I'm really good at dreaming and all that, so I just did. So I don't have a title for it yet, and it's not done, but it's short, so I'm gonna just get to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Got my dream boy as only a figment of my imagination, but the thought of him makes being lonely seem like the only thing that's really pretend, since being lonely does not exist in my world with my dream boy. The only thing I allow to exist is him and I. Coexistence with us two, but as one, like Gemini's. And just like a Gemini is one word with two faces and three syllables, my dream boy and I can make up the same similar equations, while I'm just one being in hopes that I found the one that's twice as smart as I, for it's the only way to open my third eye, and I open myself up more to our universe as it blows air into my lungs, reminding me why no other time was the right time. That's all I have right now.
Jeez!
But it's not done. I'm going to clean it up and all that. I want to perform this, though, and make it sound all sensual.
No, definitely. So, when you do, bring us in. We'll definitely bring you that footage for that.
Thank you.
And WoahDija, I want to thank you again for coming through.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you. This is my first one, and I feel good. Like, I really feel good. Like, I feel comfortable. Yeah. No, I really like you guys. Like, I really
okay, cool. Thank you.
You guys are actual, genuine people. Like, I want them to know that. Like, y'all are really genuine people. Like you know, make people comfortable. I like that.
Perfect, then.
No?
This is Young Sika. I'm your humble host, and this is another episode. Yay!